What's up, my peeps? As always, thank you for listening to Headbangers and Hooligans. It's yours truly, Scumalicious. And we're doing something a little different today. We're going to my favorite place, Hollywood. And I know I bitched about it before. I don't hate Hollywood. I just hate a few of the people that live there, that run their mouth. Drive me fucking crazy. But we're not talking about that. We're going to have some fun. I've got 20 battles here. That's right. 20 battles on a Tuesday. It's kind of neat, right? Maybe. Hopefully. Pick some movies. They're going to go head-to-head. Some actors going to go head-to-head. And just kind of give my opinion which one I think is better. Why not? It's like Siskel and Ebert. And I would probably be Ebert, right? Siskel was the one with the glasses. And there's a reason why his name was first. That's just what I think. Probably because he knew more. So I'm definitely Ebert, but I'm going to have fun with this. And we're going to dive right in. Okay? And when you do something like this, right? You come out guns a-blazing. First battle. Right here. Godfather versus Goodfellas. Holy shit. That's how I'm starting this. And I know what you're saying. You're like, wow, dude, really? That's how you're going to start it? You're crazy. I know. What is the better movie? Seriously. They are both so fucking good. Wow. The Godfather started all this shit, right? Michael Corleone, Al Pacino. You got James Caan playing his brother Sonny. Robert De Niro wasn't even in that movie. He was in the second one, playing Marlon Brando as a younger dude. But Goodfellas is just so fucking good. Based on the story of Henry Hill, a.k.a. Ray Liotta, my man. They are both so amazing, and I love them to death. It's so hard, but I'm telling you, I'm going to have to go with Goodfellas. And sorry, Mom, because she would probably pick The Godfather. We watched that movie 100 times together, but it is Goodfellas for me. Just by a hair, and I'll tell you why. There's so many scenes that you remember out of Goodfellas. Not that you don't remember anything from The Godfather, but there's just all these particular scenes in Goodfellas that just you won't ever forget. The scene in the bar. Hey, Tommy, go get your fucking shine box. And then Robert De Niro and Joe Pesci, they're stomping on his fucking head. Ray Liotta's just like, what? What are they doing? And then the scene where Ray Liotta gets out of his car, walks across the street because the dude was messing with Karen. He fucking pistol whips the shit out of him. It just sticks in your brain forever, right? You just cannot forget that movie. Plus, on top of it, little shout out to my buddy, Jenna Fucalero Davis Smith Heater. Her dad is the Godfather, Paul Sorvino, here in Des Moines, Iowa. So, yeah, Goodfellas, near and dear to my heart. I love The Godfather, though, but Goodfellas beats it out by a hair. Just my opinion. Crazy, right? That's our first battle. We still got 19 to go. Number 2. And this, I just talked about her. My buddy, Jenna, this is for you. Halloween, the original, not the Rob Zombie versions. that he has had his wife in, which he has her in every fucking movie that he does. Sorry, I nitpick at certain stuff, but come on. This ain't even, to me, it ain't even close. And I'm just going to go with the first two originals, okay? We'll go with Halloween 1 and 2, John Carpenter versions, versus Friday the 13th, 1 and 2. It's Halloween. It's not even close. I'm not hating on Jason, right? And I know a lot of people are probably big fans of that. I don't know. My son owns all of the Friday the 13th movies, right? Neither one of them talk, right? Michael Myers doesn't talk. Neither does Jason. They both wear masks. Jason's got a hockey mask. Michael Myers got the Captain Kirk mask with the eyes cut out. Watch that documentary. It's pretty good. But Halloween came out before Friday the 13th. And then the first one, now I will give you this. This is one thing I will give you on Friday the 13th, the original. When I first watched that, we didn't know it was Mom, right? But when you watch that one back, holy shit, is it cheesy. It really is. Like the fight between the mom and the last chick that survives on the, right by the Crystal Lake there. I mean, that fight is so cheesy. I mean, I like the fact that she chops her head off. Wow, what's wrong with me? Why did I just say that? Well, we knew there was something wrong with you, but yeah, Halloween just wins out pretty easily to me. Now, you go to the sequels. Halloween 2 was actually a little more, I don't want to say gory. I mean, we're talking almost 40 years ago. Holy shit, am I getting old? But, Michael Myers dips the nurse, or that, not the nurse, but the girl that was in that room is going to have sex with the guy into the sauna or whatever. Skin peels off. It was just a little more brutal than the original. And then the second one, Jason finally comes out and starts killing everybody, which is weird though. In random thought, sorry, but in that second movie, they never explain, like the girl that survived the first one, how he knew where she lived, right? And he goes and kills her, and then all the other people go back to Camp Crystal Lake, and they get stalked and killed, which is that's what we want, because that's why we watch those movies. And I don't hate Friday the 13th. Both of those franchises got crazy as they went farther along, but Halloween wins out. All right, number 3. We're going to be all over the map as usual. You're going to be like, how in the hell do you transition from that to this? Jean-Claude Van Damme versus Steven Seagal. And I'm doing this for one reason and one reason only. Because back in the day, I couldn't stand Van Damme. I couldn't. He just irritated me when I seen him and talk and hear him in interviews. And not that I love Steven Seagal, but I was just like, well, at least he's not as bad as Van Damme. My mind or my thoughts have changed 1,000% since then. Steven Seagal is such a gigantic douchebag. All the fucking lies that he's said, and isn't he like a Russian citizen now? He weighs like 500 pounds. He said all this shit. I don't even think the fucking guy knows karate, right? And at least Van Damme actually fought in some shit. Who cares about the acting and whatever movies he done? Steven Seagal is a fucking giant turd. And if you ever want to see an amazing video on YouTube, what's the actor's name? John Leguizamo. I wish I remembered the guy that was interviewing him. but he did an interview and he was talking about Seagal and doing a movie with him where he walked out the wrong door and fell into some water, and it's hilarious. But he did that after like kind of choking Leguizamo out. Guy's a dick. Plus he's got sexual harassment charges. He beat the fuck out of his wife. He was an asshole to her. And then he had that fucking reality show where he was a cop wannabe. And he also got choked out by this old dude that used to be an all-star wrestler, made him shit his pants. And this is a guy that was Mr. fucking, every movie he did, he'd walk into a bar, one guy by himself, and beat the shit out of 20 people. You ain't no Bruce Lee, bitch. Get the fuck out of here. Fuck Steven Seagal. Van Damme, any day of the week over that bitch. Can't stand him. He'd probably beat me up, but he's still a piece of shit. Number 4. This one's fun. This really is fun for me. Not gonna lie. This will be fun for my son too. Dirty Harry. It's not just, actors. It's characters too, people. We gotta have fun with this. Dirty Harry versus John McClane. Bruce Willis. Die Hard, right? I think you know where I'm going here. And listen, I liked the first Die Hard. The second one was okay, and I loved the fourth one. The one with Timothy Olyphant, that's his name. I thought that was really good. It actually surprised me. The third one was okay. I know a lot of people like that with Samuel Jackson. I don't hate Samuel Jackson. It's just like he yells in every fucking movie. He yells a lot. But it's Dirty Harry. Is this even... Honestly, I wrote this down. I was like, this ain't... Why am I doing this? Yeah, because you want to... Because you want to talk about Dirty Harry. I'm not going to lie. How badass is that? And listen, especially nowadays, who would want to be a cop nowadays? Would you want to be a cop? I wouldn't want to be a cop. You cannot win, right? But all the movies are so awesome. Like, he just, hey, I'm going to take my gun out and I'm just going to start shooting. If you're an asshole, I'm going to shoot and kill you. And there's going to be maybe some innocent people get shot, but I'll take out the bad guy. And and I'm going to talk shit while I'm doing it. Oh, it's just amazing. And it's just, okay, I'm going to take out this gigantic 44, Magnum, bullets ablazing. If you could, who wouldn't want to do that? And then, say all these one-liners as you're doing it. Go ahead, punk. Make my day, It's just, he really is an American icon when you think about it. I can't remember. There's a video on YouTube, too, about all of his, top 10 one-liners that he's ever said in movies. I love the one where and of course they're always taking his badge, right? Every movie. You're suspended, Callahan. Okay, we'll take this badge and shove it up your ass. I can't remember which one it was. He had, 5 of them? 5 altogether movies. But of course the mayor or the chief of police is like, why did you do that? Well, when I see a guy running down the street with a boner chasing a woman, I shoot the bastard. If we could actually be like that, we would never quit our job. We would stay there forever. What does that really say about me that I would want to be somebody that just shoots a gun? I'd love shooting. Well, I would definitely love shooting people that deserved it. Boy, that does sound kind of scary. All right, established who won that one. All right, number 5. This one's a little goofy. I'm specifically talking about the movie Batman vs. Superman. I didn't even watch it all the way through. I've seen bits and pieces of it. The Ben Affleck Batman, he wasn't terrible. Who's the guy that played Superman? Henry Cavill? Is that his name? My whole thing with this, and don't get me wrong, because my son loved Batman when he was a young kid. So he even has the DVDs of the Batman show. Remember that? Yeah. But in that movie, Batman kills Superman. Batman doesn't even have superpowers. He's just a rich guy with toys and trinkets. Superman can, like lift buildings and do all kinds of shit. How does Batman kill Superman? Which tells you something right there. Money. It always comes down to money. Even with superheroes. Which is really messed up. I'm being stupid, but seriously, how does Batman kill Superman? And I'm not even a gigantic superhero fan here, but I'm just, that always kind of, it's like, this really shouldn't even be a battle. Okay, this dude's got all these little things that he does, and then there's scenes where he's punching him and he's hurting. You can't hurt Superman. You can't do it. You're ordinary. Superman's from another planet. He should just fucking destroy you. But I get it. That's why you're supposed to let your mind, enjoy the fantasy, escape reality. I get it. But just think about that. So for me, I'm going with Superman on that one. But I don't hate Batman. Okay? Let's make that clear. Number 6. This is for us old schoolers. The Warriors versus The Outsiders. Did anyone enjoy those movies? The Outsiders, Matt Dillon. Patrick Swayze was in that, Rob Lowe. It had all of them. Emilio Estevez, Ralph Macchio. We're doing it for Johnny. Based on the book. When did that come out? Like 83, 82, something like that. But the Warriors. I don't know, 76. Warriors, come out and play. Warriors, come out and play. Yeah, Twisted Sister used that on their one album. But I got to go with the Warriors on this. And listen, you watch that and you're like, wow. This is definitely a 70s movie. And they got to go through all the city of New York, getting chased by these gangs. And the lady is on the radio, the DJ. Hey, Warriors, we know you're out there. It's like, okay, would she really be talking about this gang? But there's just something magical about that movie. And I use the word magical, I think, because me and my son watched it together. We loved it, and we still love it. It's one of those things. And The Outsiders is a good movie. I like it over the book because I didn't read the book. I was supposed to for class in high school, but I didn't. I watched the movie. And I like Matt Dillon. I really do as an actor. But I got to go with the classic on this one. They're both classics, but I go with The Outsiders. All right? Or, The Warriors on that one. Number 7. Brad Pitt versus Leonardo DiCaprio. Now, I was originally going to put Ryan Gosling in there. Brad Pitt versus Ryan Gosling. But I couldn't, for the simple fact that so many people confuse me with Ryan Gosling. And I don't want to do that. They really do. A lot of, especially a lot of women. Oh my gosh, you look just like Ryan Gosling. And I said, I know, you should see how I act too. Just like him. Maybe even a little bit better. I could actually probably play his parts better. But, excuse me. Remember DiCaprio? When he first started out, I couldn't stand him. I'm not going to lie. Could not stand him. I'm trying to think of all the movies. He was in that movie with that one chick that was in, where it was like a Romeo and Juliet kind of movie. He was in the Basketball Diaries. The one where he was This Boy's Life with Robert De Niro. And he just, and all the girls, Leonardo DiCaprio, oh my gosh, he makes me so wet. But he just fucking annoyed me, and I was like, God. And then I remember he was in the Titanic, and everybody was like, bitch, move over, can't he? Which, now when I think about it, it's like, right. What was Kate Winslet couldn't move over just a little bit so he could lay on that little, I say little, that gigantic piece of wood instead of just floating down in the ocean. But yeah, a guy I worked with was like, God, that was my favorite part of the movie, is watching Leonardo DiCaprio die. I've never forgotten that. But actually, as he's gotten older, I actually like him as an actor. I really do. He's gotten better. You know, he doesn't grate on me like he used to. But Brad Pitt. Let's talk about Brad Pitt. And this doesn't make him amazing just because he has slept with every woman in Hollywood, but he literally has. He even slept with Robin Givens right after her and Mike Tyson were separated. And you should watch it on, I keep mentioning YouTube because YouTube is amazing. Who was he talking to? It was either Jimmy Fallon, Conan, whatever, one of the late night talk show hosts. And Mike Tyson talks about they were still having sex even though we were separated. And he drove over there, and here comes Brad Pitt out of Robin Givens' house. And Mike Tyson said, well, I ain't getting no pussy tonight. Wow. Like, and that's when Mike Tyson was a badass. Brad Pitt. But he's also cool. It's Brad Pitt. Right? And there's probably a lot of women are saying, oh, hell no. DiCaprio. But for me personally, Brad Pitt. Pretty big margin. Not a gigantic margin. I'm just saying DiCaprio's still got to make a few steps to catch up to him. So Brad Pitt wins that battle. All right. Number 8. James Bond versus Jason Bourne. How about that? How do we feel about this one? I say we, but it's actually me. This is a tough one for me. I really like the Bourne movies. I didn't like the last one with the last two. I didn't even see the last one. I'm talking about the first 3. Bourne Ultimatum, Bourne Supremacy. Those were really good. Like, just nonstop action and people getting... He would remember things, and then he had the memory loss and all that shit. But James Bond, wow. We went from, I can't remember the first guy, to Sean Connery, to Roger Moore, to Timothy Dalton, right? To Daniel Craig. I like Daniel Craig. This is really tough for me. I'm going to have to go with James Bond, just because in some of them, they're kind of ridiculous, but you have to remember, right? they're spies, so they have all these gadgets, or they're going to do shit that's really not humanly possible. That's what makes them so amazing. But another thing with James Bond, you know for a fact he's going to sleep with every chick. And he does. Right? Oh, I forgot Pierce Brosnan. I knew I forgot one. He wasn't too bad. He wasn't great. I really liked Roger Moore. Timothy Dalton, probably my least favorite. But James Bond still, when you have 58 movies, I'm exaggerating, that means you had a pretty good career. And he's still going. So, James Bond beats out Jason Bourne. Number 9. Hundreds of Vietnam War movies, right? But I picked Full Metal Jacket versus Apocalypse Now. It could have been Platoon, Good Morning Vietnam, all that. But I went with Full Metal Jacket and Apocalypse Now. And they're both really good movies. They're both long movies. Vietnam War movies are a lot like mafia movies. You know you're in for a long time, right? 2.5 hours, maybe 3.5 hours. It's going to be a long movie. But you're okay with that because they're usually pretty good. The Deer Hunter, holy shit. That might be the longest movie I've ever seen. But Apocalypse Now is really just a strange trip because Martin Sheen is actually going to kill one of their own because he went crazy, and it's good. It's really creepy on top of all the other shit going on. But Full Metal Jacket with what's his face, the drill sergeant, just absolutely shredding everybody in the beginning of that for a half an hour. And then the one dude goes crazy and kills him. I think it wins out, right? It's hard to top that. And then it just, and then it switches, and you're in Vietnam, and then it shows the shit that they do over there. Horrible war. I'm not going to get into that, but for me personally, as far as a movie, I'm going to go with Full Metal Jacket. Huh? Yeah. Apocalypse Now, good movie. I don't know if everyone would watch that movie and be fully engrossed in it, right? But either way, good movies. Number 10, we're halfway through. I'm pretty sure everyone's going to know how I go on this one. Game of Thrones versus Lord of the Rings. Do I even have to say it? Not hating on Lord of the Rings. Which is funny because I say, I know my cousin really loves Lord of the Rings. I don't hate them. I really don't. It's just so long to sit through. And you're like, and then people say, holy shit, Game of Thrones was on for 10 years, man, like a decade. And you're saying Lord of the Rings is too long? But Game of Thrones is more about, yes, it has some dragons and some other shit, but it's people. It's not crazy fantasy. It's more about people killing each other than whatever that is, monsters and magic and wizards and all that. And if that's what you like, that's cool. But for me personally, Game of Thrones. Jon Snow. Winter is coming, my friend. Just, and I don't give a shit about season 8. Because we're going to hear about that for the rest of my fucking life. I say we, me. Holy shit, people, get over it. Game of Thrones wins that battle. For me, personally. Number 11. I didn't know who to come up with to battle her on this one. Because there ain't anybody good enough to battle her or beat her. Molly Ringwald versus 90s, 2000s, 2010s. Hell, I'll even throw the 2020s in there. No one from that decade's going to beat her either. Teen actresses. She was the best. Pretty in Pink, one of the greatest movies ever made, period. I don't care what anyone says. Breakfast Club, 16 Candles. The chick just killed it, right? And I'm telling you, if you've seen her, you get online, look her up. She looks the same to me. And everybody's like, oh yeah, it's because you have something for her. She's an amazing actress, especially at that time. I know I'm showing my age. Yeah, well, you were a teenager like 3 decades ago, but still, who have we had since her in these teen movies that's that good? What, Sarah Michelle Gellar? Melissa Joan Hart? Shit, none of these, and I'm not saying they're all horrible. I'm just saying they're not on her level. Molly Ringwald should have won an Oscar. She should have. Yes, I'm sucking her ass, but she should have won an Oscar. What's wrong with you, Hollywood? Jeez. Anyway, battle number 11. Molly Ringwald destroys every decade. Number 12. This one's fun, actually. Going to try to move up and get some younger listeners to my podcast. Vin Diesel versus The Rock. And the reason, put these two against each other, they were in the Fast and Furious, the whatever one it was, number 7, number 8, I don't know, what are they up to now? I don't hate them. I like some of them. Some of them I don't. But Vin Diesel is a douche. He really is. He's a prick. He doesn't tip waitresses. And he does do you know who I am? Yeah, we know who you are. You're an overpaid fucking actor that can't act worth a shit. He's a dick. And listen, I gained a shitload of respect for The Rock. In the movie they were together, Vin Diesel wouldn't film scenes that they were in together because he didn't like him. And The Rock was like, listen, dude, quit being a pussy. There's all kinds of, that's the way Hollywood works. You're going to be in a movie with people you don't like. You get over it and you try to get through the scenes. I was like, hell yeah. And Vin Diesel still wouldn't do it. So, yeah, it ain't even close. The Rock destroys Vin Diesel. I mean, okay, you act like you're a badass in every fucking movie you're in. Guess he's a little intimidated by The Rock, huh? Yeah. Yeah. He wins, hands down. Not even close. The Rock wins battle 12. All right. Number 13. The Rock, again, because I like him so much, I was like, okay, against Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yeah, we're kind of going new school versus old school. How does this play out? Well, let me tell you. It's Arnie. And I know what people are saying. Oh, geez, here we go. You're the older generation. You only like what you like. I like The Rock. And listen, Arnie's been in some stupid movies like Commando. That movie is hilarious because it's so bad. But it's Arnie. He started all this shit. He's the original badass. You know, the guy that's 290 pounds of muscle, holding 8 machine guns and just fucking shooting up an entire fucking building, right? Bullets flying, throwing people off of him like they ain't shit, saying stupid lines and saying words that he can't pronounce right. Arnie is the king of this shit. And he was in some cool movies. Total Recall, the original Terminator was cool. And The Rock's he's good. I like The Rock. I really do. But Arnie's the original badass. He really is. All you have to do is watch Kindergarten Cop and know that he's the original badass. I'm being stupid. But anyway, all right. So he wins battle number 13. Number 14. I had to put this one on here. Just because I'm kind of sick of Stephen King. I'm not going to lie. He fucking annoys me. Just popping off his mouth all the time. And don't like the way this movie was made or this. Well, you're still fucking making money off of it. You shouldn't have sold the rights or told them they could made the movie off your book. Don't bitch about the movie after you made tons of money off of it because they left certain parts out of your fucking 14,000 page book. You goofy looking. And is he one of the goofiest looking fucking people you've ever seen? Sorry, just being honest. Okay. Pennywise versus Art the Clown. Now, if you don't know who Art the Clown is, he was in a movie called All Hallows Eve. He's in parts of it. And then they made a standalone movie called Terrorizer. And Art the Clown blows Pennywise out of the water. Now listen, Pennywise, he's a little scary, right? Yeah. Take it. Take it. Bites the kid's arm off, right? Beginning of the movie. But Art the Clown doesn't say anything. And isn't that always creepy? The guy that doesn't say anything and then starts hacking off body parts, starts eating on you. I'm telling you, if you get a chance, watch it. He's really creepy. I just think he's a way creepier than Pennywise. They're both creepy. Clowns are creepy in general, but yeah, Art the Clown kind of blows Pennywise out of the water in my book. Okay, in my book. All right, number 14. Number 14. No, 15. Sorry. Tom Cruise. You know I had to put him in here, right? Tom Cruise versus Tom Hanks. It's Tom versus Tom. I'm pretty sure you already know what I'm going to say here. I'm going to make this fast. It's Tom Hanks. I don't even care what Tom Hanks is in at this point from now on. The rest of his career, he's already destroyed Tom Cruise. And I get it. Tom Cruise has been some amazing movies, especially in his early years before he became a fucking fruitcake. And he's a fruitcake. Did you take it? Oh my God, you took ibuprofen for a headache? No, Tom, I actually took Vicodin. What do you think of that? Yep. Well, I know I'm being stupid here, but I just can't. Scientology is like, it's a cult. It really is. It's a fucking cult. You can believe whatever you want to believe, whatever religion you are. I'm not hating on you. I don't care what. But Scientology, they're a fucking cult. They're a bunch of money-grubbing assholes. And he's a douchebag for even believing in that shit. And Listen, I don't like every movie that Tom Hanks has been in. I don't. But I'd rather watch Tom Hanks than Tom Cruise. It's that simple. It probably makes me pretty shallow, I guess. I don't know. But that's how I felt. All right. Number 16. Battle number 16. The Exorcist versus the Blair Witch Project. The Exorcist, and I've watched, especially with last month and all the Halloween stuff, videos going on YouTube, at least 4 or 5 different lists. Top 20 horror movies of all time, top 30, top, best horror movies ever made. The Exorcist always comes in at number 1. That movie was made 4 decades ago, and it's still number 1. The Blair Witch Project is, and I get it, it started all the handheld, movies where it looks like it's being filmed as you're watching it or whatever. One of the dumbest movies I've ever watched. I watched it in the movie theater, and I said, I cannot believe I spent money on this fucking movie. I am so scared. Where she's in the tent, I am so scared right now. And listen, the idea was cool. I get it. Like, it makes you feel like it's actually happening. But nothing fucking happens. You don't see shit. Like, throw some shit in there. I don't get it. The Exorcist, you had a, what was she, 10, 11, 12? Fuck me. Your cunting daughter, and she's fucking puking green shit at her mom and calling her a whore. And it was fucked up. And I feel bad for Linda Blair because she had to go see a psychologist and all that shit. But and I remember watching it when I was 5 years old. I was supposed to, snuck out, watched it. My mom warned me, you ain't watching this shit. I couldn't sleep all fucking night. Now I watch it and laugh. I don't know what that really says about me. It is kind of funny now. The entire head spins around. Just the voices. I would love to be a voice in a movie like that for people that are possessed. Their mom's a whore, Just kind of makes me cackle a little bit. But the Blair Witch Project, and then at the end they get to the house, and oh my God, and you don't see nothing. But we're supposed to be scared because the camera falls down, or I don't. It just didn't scare me, and I fucking paid money to go see it. But that's on me. I'm the one that made the decision to do that. So there you go. But yeah, The Exorcist, easily. 4 left. Now, the last 4 movies I decided the last 4 battles, would be tied into music, because that's what I do. Let's go malicious. Number 17. Battle number 17, Walk the Line versus Ray. Of course, Walk the Line, Joaquin Phoenix, Johnny Cash. It's his life story versus Ray, played by Jamie Foxx. I like both movies. I really do. And I liked Walk the Line. I got to tell you, though, I'm going with Ray on this one. And the reason is because I knew about Ray Charles and a little bit of his story, and then he was blind. But after watching that, I had to go look up and read stuff about him, because I didn't know that he was a gigantic heroin addict, and drug addict, and that he fucked a bunch of women. And it was crazy. But Jamie Foxx, you got to admit, man, he killed that performance. Not that Joaquin Phoenix didn't do a good performance too, but I have to give Ray just a notch above Walk the Line. Good movies, both of them, no doubt in that. But Ray wins that one. Number 18. You already know where I'm going with this one. Straight Outta Compton versus 8 Mile. And don't get me wrong, 8 Mile was actually a good movie. I was surprised by it. Eminem was actually pretty decent in it. And I get it. He's a legend. I'm not taking that away from him. I don't particularly care for the guy. I just don't. The only reason I don't like him, it's like, dude, would you relax a little bit? Just so fucking serious all the fucking time. Can't be that bad. It can't be that bad all the time. You've made a shit ton of money. But I'm not taking anything away from him. But Straight Outta Compton, come on. Seriously? And when I watched it, I was like, oh, wow. Because I was scared that they were just going to just get some mediocre actors through there, run it, and they didn't. It was so cool because they actually got Ice Cube's son to play him, but I thought they were just going to run through it and it'd be just some cheeseball fucking movie. But no, they did it right, and they showed you the whole story. And NWA started all this shit. Okay, there would be no Eminem without NWA. Dr. Dre, right? Everybody knows how I feel about that. It's not even close. And I'm not ripping on Eminem for that. They're both good movies, but seriously, Straight Outta Compton, yeah, nice job. Number 19, La Bamba versus Great Balls of Fire. And you're like, wow, you picked those two? Yeah, because Richie Valens, right? La Bamba. And it was actually a cool movie. Can't remember. Lou Diamond Phillips played Richie Valens, right? And think about that. Think about the time. What was it? In the 50s? Late 50s, early 60s? Hispanic guy? Playing for a bunch of white people, pretty much. People don't talk about that. Right? Just like all the black performers at that time that had to go through all that shit. So, and hey, give it up for the dude. It's sad that, yeah, plane crash. How many of these great musicians have, died in a plane crash in Iowa, by the way, which is weird. Really like but it's actually a really good movie. It shows about his brother who was kind of an asshole and how he grew up, and Lou Diamond Phillips too. After that, it was like, God, he was in some horrible movies, and I felt bad for him because I didn't think he was that bad of an actor. But that's what happens in Hollywood sometimes. Great Balls of Fire, Jerry Lee Lewis, fuck him, fuck that movie. And this is terrible to say because Dennis Quaid played Jerry Lee Lewis, and I like Dennis Quaid, but fuck that guy. He's a pedophile. I don't care what he wrote. I don't care what he sang. Fuck him. He can lick my taint. And he probably would. So La Bamba absolutely slays fucking Great Balls of Fire. And my very last battle in Hollywood for tonight, The Doors versus Sid and Nancy. Who do you think wins this? First off, The Doors. Val Kilmer was awesome in the movie. He was. I don't like The Doors. I'm not a fan. I'm not going to lie. I thought they were overrated. I thought Jim Morrison's overrated. He's a great lyricist. Is he? Did he even know what the fuck he was singing about? I don't think he did. He just wrote all these lines. I am the Lizard King. I could do anything. Okay. I'll write a bunch of goofy shit. You put me on acid and mushrooms and coke and pills and everything else. Shit. Write goofy lyrics. Sid Vicious. He was in the Sex Pistols. In the Sex Pistols. Guess what? He was a fucking asshole. Because he killed his girlfriend. He was all fucked up and then he, died of a heroin overdose. He was an asshole. But Gary Oldman, the guy that played Sid Vicious, is an amazing actor who can play anybody. I wish he really can. Any kind of character that you need him to play, he can do it. One of the most underrated actors I've ever watched, seriously. And that's why I'm picking that movie over The Doors, not just because I listened to the Sex Pistols. I told you Val Kilmer did an amazing job in that movie. But, yeah, Gary Oldman, amazing actor. So, yeah, Sid and Nancy wins out over The Doors. And there you go. That's my choices for those battles. You don't have to agree with me, but I knew you were entertained, at least I hope. So, hope you had fun with that. Our little trip through Hollywood. I just wanted to mix it up. So, that was fun, though. It's always fun for me to be kind of a half-assed movie critic, I guess. Just something different. All right. You know how I do this. Take it easy. And if it's easy, take it twice. I'm out.